Irene, hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for coming on. You look fabulous, by the way. See you do. It's
Oh,
lovely,
thank you.
lovely to have you here, Irene. And lots of warm welcomes coming in for you right from the get-go. So amazing to have you here. So right now, Irene, I suppose there's people here who are starting off right at the beginning. They're probably falling into the trap of procrastination, our main topic tonight, or fear. So why don't you go right back to the beginning and let us know a little bit about what it was that you were struggling with before we met.
Oh, just about everything, but mostly about the weight. I had a health scare in 2016 before I retired, and it gave me a jolt. It gave me a jolt. I just realized I couldn't carry on the way I was doing. Um, and when I retired, I just carried on doing what I was doing. I'd lost weight before, but it was so frustrating because I just kept putting it all back on again. I just couldn't seem to get a handle on it. And then I saw your advert on Facebook, and something you said, it just resonated with me. I think the sustainability thing, I just kind of felt that this was the right thing for me. Um,
What did you try in the past? What did you try in the past that never worked long term?
Oh, I've tried Slimming World, Weight Watchers. I mean, I've tried everything. And I'm not saying they weren't successful. If I stuck to them, then I lost weight. I just couldn't keep it off. Couldn't keep it off, and it just came right back on again. And each time it did it, I felt worse.
Hmm.
I felt hopeless and a lot of self-loathing. And I just thought, why can't I do this? And I couldn't really understand why, you know, my brain wouldn't let me actually just get a handle on it, if you like.
Start to blame ourselves and we
Yeah,
start
yeah,
to put ourselves down. Why can't I do this? Or I know what I should be doing and I'm just not doing it.
yeah. It was getting started was the main thing. I couldn't get started because I'd had so many, well, what I considered failures,
Hmm.
basically, and I just couldn't get started this time. And I just thought if I'd seen it when I first retired 5 years ago, that would have been fabulous. But I've only just come across it now. So, you know,
Well,
started.
well, there we go. What do they say? The best time to plant an apple tree is 10 years ago. Second best time is right now.
Well, yes, yeah, yeah,
Sure. What
yeah.
have you achieved, Irene?
Well, I'd actually managed to lose after my health scare. Managed to lose a couple of stone, and then I was stuck.
Hmm.
Um, Now I was 18 stone at one point. Um, and then when I started with yourselves, I'll have to go into kilograms now. I was 101.35 kilograms, and I'm now down to 77.20. So that's 3.5 stone basically. Which,
3.5 stone.
yeah, that's 20 weeks, 3.5 stone in 20 weeks, which
Um,
I'm delighted with, absolutely delighted with. Uh,
Repeat those numbers to me again for a second. What was the starting weight?
The starting weight with yourselves was 101.35
Yeah.
kilograms.
Yeah.
And last week I was 77.20 kilograms. So it's uh, quick calculation.
It's 3.5 stone.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
24,
that's to put you.
24, yeah, just over 24 kilograms.
That is unbelievable. I
So
mean,
yeah, I'm delighted. You know, I'm delighted. I think the support, the inner circle, your talks, the trainers, Caroline, with the medical stuff, that was really interesting. Tristan I mean, it was just the whole thing has been great. Um,
I
just
appreciate
makes such.
the words, but I appreciate lovely words, and I do mean that a lot. And everyone's important, but like you did this, nobody else. Okay, your sweat and your shirt, not ours. So, what was it that you felt you had or you did that led to that incredible result?
I just when I focused and realized that everybody was there and very supportive, and I listened. I don't say much, but I listened to all the the different talks and everything going on, and made notes and things. And I didn't deviate. I think for the first 3 or 4 months, I didn't deviate from the diet at all. I just for the first time ever, I wasn't looking to cheat. I wasn't trying to work out, because everybody that diets works out a way to try and cheat at times when you're hungry, when you're this, that, and the next. And I wasn't at all this time. For some reason, it was just like the mindset was there and continued to be. I mean, I had a little wobble a few weeks ago, but that's sorted itself out as well. So, and that was just people on the inner circle, and writing about their experiences and sharing, basically sharing. I'm not very good at sharing, but I'm getting better. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened, but the mindset changed, completely changed.
I
uh,
think you're just so receptive. You're so receptive to like to taking everything in, to taking notes, to
mhm.
implementing. I
Yeah,
mean, that's massive, to showing up, to taking part, and the messages here. Well done, Irene. That's amazing. Loving your comments. You've done amazing. So many incredible comments here. Has anybody noticed in your family, by the way?
um yes, I mean, family, friends, well, they're all commenting, and people who haven't seen me for ages are flabbergasted.
What they
uh,
said?
And they, I mean, they're all very complimentary as well, but they have seen me lose weight before. And I think some of them are a bit dubious about saying too much, just in case. And I'm just thinking, I'm not going there again. I'm really not going there again. So I think they'd be safe enough. I'm trying to find the fun in everything, because that to me just makes it worthwhile as well.
Life's too short to not find the fun in everything.
It really is. I just do believe that, because I've reached a certain age where I'm just kind of okay. I'm realizing how old I am and things don't work anymore. So, and that's been huge, because the weight loss has helped with everything. The health issues that I have or had have done a complete turnaround.
Would you mind sharing? Obviously, you had the health scare. What were the main things?
Well, yeah, the health scare was I had a very stressful job, and I ended up having a stroke in 2016. So that took quite a while to recover from. And then I also developed diabetes. Um, and with the diabetes, I developed kidney problems, due to some of the medication I was on, which has since been changed. Um, my doctor's delighted, because I'm no longer diabetic. Well, it's in remission. It's in remission in reality. Yay. So I just never thought that was possible. It was like, how do you mean I'm no longer diabetic? Your figures are all fine. My kidneys, the figures for my kidneys are fine as well. And it's like I've got my life back. I mean, that to me, because it was always about a health thing for me. Well, it was mostly about the health thing, because I got quite a fright when all this happened to me all of a sudden. And it's just like, wow, you know, all that's kind of not gone, but it's reversed. It's reversed. I didn't think that was possible. So I'm delighted. I mean, it's fabulous.
Irene, I'm absolutely just enamored here because what like you're literally going to live 15 years longer by doing that.
Not sure that's a good thing.
No, but 100%, like statistically speaking, you're going to live 15 years longer. And
Yeah,
considering the severity of them conditions, I am so certain of that. And a
yeah.
lot of people struggle with self-investment as well because, well, they're not used to coming first. So how did you get over that? Investing in yourself rather than just
I
kind of.
know. Yeah, that was a kind of funny one. I mean, I live alone with the dog, and um, but I was in a caring profession, so I was always looking after somebody else.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't. I just made up my mind, instead of seeing things that needed doing for somebody else, or needed doing so that I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I just started saying, actually, I'm not doing that today. I'm going to book a spa session, or, I'm going to do something else. But that has been triggered as well by the fact that most of the stuff I like to do is outside, and it's I suppose I was quite sporty. I'm getting a bit too old for that now, but that's the kind of thing I like. So I've been going back to it because I can actually do it when I'm thinner. Horseback riding horse riding. I couldn't do that when I was 18 stone. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't get on a horse at that weight. But I'm now, what, 12 and a half? And that's perfectly acceptable. So, yeah, it's just things like that, which may be little things to some people, but to me, they're quite important, because that's my fun,
Yeah, absolutely.
you
Like
know.
there's
So,
glory in life and things that we need to do to be responsible. So we may as well have fun whenever we can. And you want to be able to maintain what you're currently doing for as long as possible, or in your case as well, restart doing things that you stopped doing.
yeah.
There'll be lots of people watching this now who can resonate with that. But most importantly, I mean, probably the most important question I'll ask you, why do you think this is sustainable? Why do you think this is not like a temporary flash in the pan or temporary
Be-
thing?
because it's approaching things differently, and it's not all about weight loss, although for most of us that is quite a big issue. Um, things like, your affirmations, your little routines in the morning, all that kind of thing. Well, none of that happens in any of the other clubs. You just go, you pay your money, you stand on the scales, and you either do or you don't, blah blah blah. And it's just the inner circle as well, where if all these women are, mostly women, are so supportive, and they don't even know you. They've never seen you before, and they're like they're like best friends. So, I mean, I find that absolutely amazing. It's wonderful. And I just think all those things combined just make it a different thing altogether. So I think it will be sustainable. It just gives you hope, motivation. Um, and the motivation being the key, because we all have wobbles. And yet, I think, the reality is that failure happens to everybody. And I just think we should just go for it, and, you know, don't be afraid of it. But
Uh,
just try anyway. Because after your little talk with me, I immediately signed up for Tough Mudder in May.
yes.
And then, because I've got an arthritic knee and a hip, and I'm just thinking, not sure that was a great idea. um, I think I'm going to go for it anyway. I hope to lose a bit more weight. I'm not sure how much yet. I'm going to see how I feel, but certainly that's a big motivator for me as well.
I'm just so
So,
proud. And
so
I mean, so proud of you. As soon as you move into that mentality of like, oh, I'm not sure, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like that's decisive. That's like not ruminating. It's why you're such a huge success. And
yeah.
you need to really hear me when I say that. You are a massive success.
Well, I'm hoping to continue, and it's just my life's not over yet. 65 is not the end of the road, and you know, I just want to go for it. And the I had a huge thing, fear of failure.
Mm.
I wasn't very confident in some things. And when I was overweight, I was even less confident. And the fear of failure was huge for me. So I used to procrastinate. Funnily enough, you were talking about that tonight. And I don't want to do that anymore, which is why I signed up for Tough Mudder straight away, so that I can't really back out, because it's all kind of booked and paid for. So
That commitment, that's important. Like that's really,
committed. Yep, I'm committed. Yep.
see the comments here. We've got like I think 1,300 comments. Irene to get through. So
Sorry.
best of luck. Best of luck. This is amazing. So do try and go back and reply to a few of them. We're all rooting for us, for you. Don't be afraid. Such a supportive environment.
I'm hoping to meet some of them actually.
Yeah. Who are you meeting? Who are you meeting up with?
Well, I haven't arranged to meet anybody, but I'm hoping that some of them are going to Tough Mudder, and we can.
Lots of people here are commenting. Claire Hunter is quoting you. I don't want to do that anymore. Joe Gibson signed up for Tough Mudder. So is Deborah Hunt. Such incredible, incredible messages here. You can horse ride Irene after Tough Mudder. Tough Mudder from Diane. I'll go through them. There's so many wonderful comments there. And what would you say to someone who does have that fear of failure, is scared, and doesn't think they can do it?
Well, yeah, the reality is failure happens to everybody at some point in time. And I just think you should just go for it and be the best that you can be. That's all you can do, is really, give it your best shot, and not to worry, failure. You just go and try. Go and try. It's not the end of the world. And I think it's a necessary part to work your way through failure. That's how you grow. So
Right.
sometimes you're not going to manage it. But that will help you grow and become better, I think.
And I wanted to share something with everyone watching on this about failure and growth. And that is, people have a perception of people who are successful as people who don't fail. The truth is, it's quite the opposite.
Yeah.
The most successful people fail more frequently.
Mm.
The reason they fail more frequently is because they try more, because they don't talk themselves out of doing things or fall at the first hurdle. So even by you trying and you having the goal of being 1% better today than you were yesterday, like compound interest, that becomes incredibly powerful over time. And Irene, you are the personification of inspiration, motivation, can be done in spite of health problems. Because, like, you easily could have lied down to them as reasons why you shouldn't do it or reasons why you shouldn't do anything. Or you could have justified staying where you are, but you didn't justify staying where you were. You didn't listen to people who say, don't go too far out of the way now.
Mm.
You've done the opposite, and you've lifted up so many people tonight. And for that, I just can't thank you enough.
Oh, I'm delighted if I mean, if it helps. That's what we're all about, isn't it? And that's why the inner circle I find is so successful, because these people just seem to be genuine, and they don't know you from Adam, and they're so supportive, and that's fantastic. That's something you don't get in most places.
It's a lovely thing to say.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about the inner circle is it happened by accident. Like, I'd love to pretend it was intentional, but it wasn't. It was like these wonderful ladies, and we start off with like 5 and 10, it starts to grow, and they start communicating, and then we recognize, actually, this is huge. And all of a sudden, TSD becomes so much bigger than me and bigger than the team.
Mm.
A network and a family of people who are all like-minded, and they're not judgmental of the opposite. They're supportive.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a key part of that. So you are, Ian. So I want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank everybody else for coming on as well.
Thank
And
you.
just for being so open, for being a massive success, and actually even for sharing some common vulnerabilities, like the fact that you had a wobble, the fact that you've had these health conditions, and in spite of all of that, you've done what you've done, and you should be really proud of yourself.
Yeah, yeah, I am. This whole thing has made me quite proud of myself that that I've actually done it, because I could so easily have just not.
Yeah.
And it was, I was very close to that, because I had lost weight so many times and put it back on. I had all this self-loathing. I felt despondent, and I just thought, I'm never going to do this, and this is the last gasp. Because I'm not going to do it again. After all, after all this, then that's why it's not going on again. So that's made my decision, really. So thank you for that. That's you. That's not me. That's you.
Well,
And the rest of the guys. It's
you're
great.
very, very welcome. And remember, that's 15 years. 15 years more life. 15 years more horse riding.
Yeah. Gosh, until I'm 80 then.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I want you to be that like crazy 90-year-old. I want you to be that person people talk about as I'd love to be like her.
Yeah, well, my friends say I used to be pretty crazy, but I've toned it down a little bit, I suppose.
Not anymore. I
Not
love
anymore. Nope, nope,
grow
not
old
anymore.
disgracefully. Grow old disgracefully.
Yeah.
In your case, well, 3.5 stone down. Massive thank you, Irene. Have a wonderful night, and to everybody. Bye bye for now. Happy
All
Monday.
right.
Thank
Bye.
you
Bye,
so much.
everybody.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.